first.
Oh, you going live?
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Got a whole bunch of fruitcakes over there. They're great people. Don't get me wrong. I like them. I love them. They're great. Some of them are really, really weird and get really touchy about certain subjects.
Let's just hope China's watching and entertained, I guess.
But no, my specific FBI guy from China. You know,
I mean, I know there's some government agency people over there in Asia. I know one that hangs out over there at Restless.
I'm just saying, man.
They're in
Like, how do
Asia.
you want? How is it that you're gonna be all upset that somebody's watching you when you got a YouTube channel?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I
Yeah,
want
that's
agents
right.
watching me. I don't know if I want the
Chinese FBI
government
dude,
watching
hit the
me.
like button. Hit the like button, my
I
brother.
don't
Give us
want
at least three
government
likes.
agencies watching me. I
You
want
don't have
regular
a
people
choice.
watching me, not government agencies.
But
Um,
how do you
who
how do you
knows
choose?
though? I probably do have a government agency watching me. Who
I
knows?
mean, in the
They're probably
modern
watching
era,
all of us.
if you're
Who
not
knows?
on
They're
a
probably
watch
watching
list,
all
you're
of us.
probably living wrong. Good lord.
Heck, who knows? YouTube could be sharing this thing with a government agency, as far as I know.
Why not? I mean, you're putting it
I
out
mean,
publicly. It's not private.
who knows?
Hello, Watt Life. Welcome in, bud.
Well, yeah. Hello, what life?
Yeah,
Um,
it's fixing to happen a little bit.
welcome in, and if you want to join up on the panel, just go to my live and join up on the panel. I can put my actually I should probably go and put my panel stuff in the back chat so Sasquatch can share it over there. If anyone wants to join up on the panel, let's do that. Who's
Yeah,
it?
you
There you go. There's the panel link.
douche.
If you want to share it over there on your end, see if anybody on your end wants to just hop up on panel, have a
Just
discussion
remember.
about today's topic. Should we
Just
legalize human gene
remember.
editing?
Just remember.
The
Careful.
overlay, right? The
Yeah,
overlay.
overlay, baby. Like I love each and every one of them like a brother and a sister. Some of them I wouldn't trust. Just not with my channel. No, I don't do this often. I'm not. I don't. I'm picky. Very picky.
Yeah, I hear you. What life? I hear you. You can find me.
Yeah, come on, bro. You know where I'd be at. Hell, we ain't probably 60 miles away from each other. He's over there in East Georgia. I'm in Middle Georgia.
Oh, y'all are only like what, like 3 states? Yeah, because from me, because I'm in Virginia, so y'all 3 states away.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
North Carolina, South Carolina, then you get to Georgia.
Well, I mean, it depends on which interstate you take, but yeah. It's probably
Well, well, you could be 2 states technically. Yeah, if you go through Tennessee, you could be 2 states. Tennessee might be the quicker way to get to
yeah, but I
Georgia,
mean,
though.
if you come through Tennessee, you're talking about a 6 or 7.5 hour drive through North Georgia. You might as well just hit the coast and ride flat, bro. It's worth it.
Well, I
It's
mean,
worth it. I've
well,
done
I
it.
can't really hit the
But
coast and ride flat because I'm not on the coast. I'm in the mountain
I
part of
hear
Virginia,
you, but
so
what
I
I'm
can't really hit
saying
the
is,
coast and ride flat.
if I was going to go to see you, I would carry my ass to Savannah, catch 95, ride that sucker north until I got to whichever one of them little roads comes off it goes to your house. And that would be the easiest, straightest, flattest, least amount of muss and fuss necessary. But it would involve me driving probably another 180, 200 miles, right?
Yeah.
Because I'd have to go to the coast first. But the reason I say this is 95 is about 25 miles an hour faster on average, just anywhere than I-16. So if you carry I-16 north, you're going to end up probably dumping off an I-20 at some point and having to go west to some extent to get your ass back north, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what happens up there. I haven't driven up around Rome and Tuesday. I haven't been to Virginia since I was 22.
Jeez, that's been a
Mm,
while then.
mhm.
No
I went
offense,
up
but
there.
that's been a while.
That's a messed up story. I went up there with a construction crew to demo the roof of a building and replace it. Right. So we pulled the roof off, put the stuff back on. And while we were there, we got hired to do another building and then another building. And so what was supposed to be a week of work turned into like 4 weeks. I'm up there pulling the roof off a building, and a group of military folks. This was oh, I can't remember the name of the freaking base. Somewhere in Newport News, helicopter base over there. Anyway, fucking aircraft or something. What's up, West Side Firm? Good to see you, Gary. Hey, everybody. We pulled the roof off the second building, and inside that building was like this really weird cockpit looking thing. And in the very next room was exactly the same setup, but in a big tub. I don't know. I never did figure out what the hell I was looking at. How's tricks, folks? Let's start us a poll. Oops. Wait a minute. Jesus.
I had to wind up opening it on my tablet because my computer just cut off
Oh, that's terrible.
because of the thunder and lightning.
Is your YouTube broken? Not seeing the comments that James bringing up. Okay, so I started streaming to my channel a moment ago. That's what the discussion about overlays and not trusting what you see on a screen because I can make you believe Jesus just showed up to chat. Uh, my atrocious spelling is blessed the internet. There you go.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing some people on yours that are leaving their opinions about genetical modification and everything. I see that.
Yeah, they're interesting. Let's see what we
Yeah, they're
got.
like a no go. It looks like.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
well, hold
most
on.
people no.
Let me see. I do believe he's real. He's got his camera on. The dog Poe. I'm guessing he's part of your crew right there, Sasquatch.
Wildlife.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me put the overlay. This dude right here. Squash
Hello.
check.
Hello, can you hear
I
me?
I can hear you. Who are
Okay.
you?
I'm the dog pound. Most people call me Lost Dog. I wanted to key in on the topic you had going tonight. I'm kind of interested in it.
You're not going to be showing any kind of like titties or punini or
Yeah,
penis.
Oh, no,
nothing like that, right, sir?
I'm in a full button down and a sweater, man.
Okay, we're going to give this a shot. Don't make us regret it, unless
Oh
you're
no,
really
absolutely not.
really funny.
Absolutely not.
All right, brother.
Okay, let's see.
Hey,
Hello.
yes, no, I know this guy. Sorry, yeah, no, I know him. My bad. I recognize the voice. I just couldn't place it.
Oh, okay. No, this how far are you talking about just legalizing in general, and how in depth are we talking about modifying yourself genetically as a baby trying to get the perfect eye color, or as an adult trying to cure disease?
You ever seen Gattaca
Well,
Oh, a long time ago.
like that?
the statement kind of left it open to any way technically.
Should it be legal at all? Like, should CRISPR be a thing that is considered in reproduction at all?
In reproduction? Hmm.
Human gene editing, sir. I'm not talking about healing
Yeah,
problems. I'm not talking
yeah.
about, right? This is something that will happen inevitably. I'm talking about, do you want
Okay.
your child blonde haired and blue eyed and speaking 17 languages? Well, come on down to the Gene CRISPR shop with Sasquatch. We'll chop you out the perfect line of baby Jews you could possibly imagine
In
for
the
the low, low
beginning,
price of 16 issues of 1995.
that's like playing a video game nowadays. You know what I'm saying, Sasquatch? Pay to play. If you got the money, you can buy this outfit, which gives you this perk. The rich kid wins every time in that scenario.
Yeah, because like gene editing would be like having that perk, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I
Okay.
mean,
There are certain assumptions being made here that it would work in the first place. Right?
yeah, and that it wouldn't have side effects.
well, of course they're going to have to perfect it. It comes with testing and stuff like that.
There's a long term issue here that a lot of people don't consider.
But can you though? Can you
Whenever this
perfect?
whenever the superior gene set is discovered, everyone's going to buy the superior gene set. And suddenly we have a second genetic bottleneck in human history where only a single set of genes has managed to promulgate. That might not be a word. Proliferate. That'll work into the future.
But can you
I
truly
done infiltrated this man's brain. I'm living rent free in there.
No, because I'm about to relate it the same way you did with Gattaca to a newer version of kind of the same thing. Jupiter ascending.
That's an extreme version. Yes, I really dig that concept. The people in there had been genetically modified by different superpowers. And so they each had like their own breed and type and genetic modification from the human condition of super soldiers, right? One of
I
which
mean,
was the guy who did the bees.
yes. I mean, if you wanted to go to the extreme of, okay, where we are now with the current CRISPR unit to where we could be in 1,000 years, do we want this or do we not? And think of that movie, Jupiter Ascending, as the end game of this conversation. Do
Well,
we
no,
want
I think of it this way. You, sir, are the carbon they want to reduce.
But could we ever perfect it though? I mean, I don't think we could ever perfect it though and get
What is
all the
perfect?
problems out of it.
There, I think it's well possible. I think it can actually physically be done. But who decides what is deficient? Who decides what is beneficial? Who decides what is desirable? Is that an open market concept, or is it going to be some random billionaire sitting in the corner masturbating on the wall going, yes, all the babies?
That's exactly what it's going to be. It's never been an open concept of our
That's
healthcare, of
what I
what we
would say
do in our bodies, or anything else. Your like worst case scenario is the exact case that we live every day.
when we started this, I was like, dude, the whole concept of the super soldier program, the idea of getting a Steve Rogers out of it is absolutely absurd. We're not going to have Captain America. We're going to have Frank Castle.
Yes, yes.
That's what we're going to get. And you'll never know about it unless he shows up, and you'll only know for a second.
Have like a
We'll
thousand
get
Jason
Deadpool.
Bournes running around.
Right. We're not going to get Jason Bourne. We're going to get Deadpool. It's not going to be pretty.
Or what's that second cat? Like the evil Captain America, the one that. Oh God, I can't even think of his name in it.
I can even stay within the Captain American franchise and say we will get Red Skull, not Captain America.
Oh,
Right? Oh, exactly.
it's still either side. Like James Life Talks noted when I first came in, it's a very open question because it doesn't take account of the good versus the bad. It's just it's almost like a bill in Congress. You're either going to vote for all of it no matter what, or you get none of it.
What if it's a byproduct issue?
What?
What if the process of trying to figure out how to heal these human deficiencies, as they were referred to, I don't remember who said that, but it's good a word as any, to reduce human deficiencies through gene editing, we learn how to create a superior specimen.
That would be
Superior.
That would be evolution.
Would it though? If we're
Superior.
artificial, I'm saying a byproduct of the technology involved. When we learn what all the deficiencies are, not necessarily by our perceptions, but by the perceptions of the actual genetic code itself.
But what is superior though?
That's what I'm saying. Not by our perceptions, but by the chemical matrix of the genetic code itself.
In
How do
every
you know
step,
the genetic code itself and what perfection is according to it? How does one find that out?
Well, that would involve human experimentation, sir. That's what we're trying to discuss, is whether or not that's permitted.
in either sense, it would be the purest form of evolution because evolution isn't just something that happens naturally over time. Evolution is dictated by your environment, the way the human race interacts with each other, the food that you're digesting. There's a lot of things in human evolution. And if that's our next step, if we create our next step, that is still a form of evolution in our, you know.
Can you highlight Blue
But you
Unicorn?
believe in evolution though?
Can you highlight Blue Unicorn's last comment? Okay. He says everyone knows that red hair and green eyes is the superior.
Here it is. I got it. I don't know if they can, I don't know if my people can see it though or not.
Genetically speaking, green eyes is an extremely recessive trait, and red hair is an almost completely recessive trait. So a combination of red hair and green eyes implies some serious dipping into the woodpile, if you get what I'm saying.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China. That's right.
That green-eyed Chinese woman, unheard of.
Red hair.
But I can see what Charles is talking about as well, like the whole idea of possibly making a whole workforce out of it though. Like they'll split it down to make people that are workforce material only, and then wind up having only a workforce and the elite get the best stuff.
I think it'll be the other way around. They're not going to expend this effort to reduce to genetically engineer stupid laborers. No. They'll utilize this to improve their own lot in life or their children's lot in life for the future.
Yeah. It's not just like, oh, I don't want my child to have freckles. The government's going to get a hold of this, and they're going to be trying some crazy new MK Ultra super serum. We can create our own now type.
But yeah, do you believe like in evolution, the dog pound?
Versus what, Darwinism?
Well, no, Darwinism is evolution.
Well, Darwinism is evolution.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, we came from nothing and we're here now. I mean, it happens. We see.
I don't know if I could agree with that. I'm a creationist.
Yeah, but we see the species all the time. What makes anybody think we're different? But I could be wrong. I mean, we see species asexually divide and then grow into something else. We see species start off as not knowing anything, but 4 or 5 generations down, little rats can do mazes that they've never been in. I mean,
I've never seen where they think that at.
El Perro makes a good point. Heal versus gain of function.
Yeah, I've never seen where they've seen that stuff before.
I don't know what that is. Heal versus gain of function.
Gain of function is basically that which in I don't want to break terms of service. The whole coof madness stemmed from a gain of function research concept, right? Whereas healing involves, trying not to create mass pandemic bugs. We try to heal people over here. We're not trying to create a new invasive species. Blink twice if you need help, y'all.
And who would decide limits on gene splicing? I mean, did you have
Anyone
to stop at just hair color and freckles or an eye color? I
see,
mean,
that's
where's the limit?
that where is the limit? I suspect that what you can only get so far through animal testing, right?
Yeah.
And that last handful of steps of human testing is illegal in every country on the planet. So,
Well,
like,
what do you guys think about a concept of treating it like cloning? I
Like
mean, you can't
cloning?
yeah, that's exactly. That is essentially what we're discussing here, because you wouldn't really be able to do this on just anybody. I mean, what group of people is going to allow you to perform genetic testing on their children?
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's one person. I don't think
Oh
generally.
no, there's going to be a lot
I
of
don't think there's a lot of people out there that would agree
Wait.
though with allowing
Wait.
children.
You offer somebody who's been poor all their life $100,000 to let us give you this pill and genetically alter your child, but not tell you that. They're going to come up with some way to take that
I'm
money.
going to walk my dog, James. Protect my channel at all costs.
Okay.
It's yours too, so keep
Yeah,
it.
it's mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. Protect
Yeah,
your channel.
Gary Baxter brought up a good plot there, Dolly the sheep, how things can go wrong sometimes.
Yeah, I just don't know. Even I don't know if people would, even for that amount of money though, would give up their children, especially after if there's so many people that would, and then they see the side effects of that. I don't think it would last very long.
In the beginning, I think a lot of people would because, in the beginning, you don't see the side effects. You don't know the side effects till a year or two down the road.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can
minimum.
see what you
1
mean.
month. So in the beginning, I think there's going to be a lot of money chasing volunteers thinking, oh, it'll be all right. They're doctors. Let's do it.
Yeah, because they did the same thing with when they started coming out with these medicines to help or supposedly help people, with ADHD and stuff like that. And then decades later, we saw all the bad side effects of those drugs and what it did to people.
Yeah. You don't
That wasn't even a money thing. No one got paid
know.
for all that, except for like the doctors and stuff. I mean, like the patients didn't get paid. I should say.
And
People that
like,
were trying it didn't get paid.
you know,
Doctors
in,
got paid.
in the chat, they're still talking about this Dolly the sheep thing. Hey, Snark and Sass. And there's a guy on YouTube that has a bunch of videos where he flew someplace. Somebody sent him a video that they licked a spot. He flew there, got their genetics, and started the clone process. And like showed that on YouTube. And started growing cells of people. So when is it classified as a clone? Is a good question.
I guess when it's fully like someone, like I would say if it's someone's Like it's just fully someone, you know, like if they have the same personality, they look the same. Like when you take someone's
Well,
DNA and literally just copy it,
you need
wouldn't that
some
be a
kind of
clone?
exterior womb, which I'm not sure one exists right now, at least available to the public.
Yeah, there might be one in a laboratory.
I mean, you got to think after so many months, it's going to have to go into a contained chamber, even after a few weeks, probably.
Yeah.
The divisional cells themselves would have to be in a contained chamber for growth. And in
You
some
ever
kind
heard
of
of
grow
an
medium.
organoid? You ever heard of an organoid? Organoid is a tidbit of human brain attached to a chip that has been maintained on the chip surface for up to 6 weeks at a time, and you can directly utilize the human brain tissue's computational power to improve the performance of the chip. Yeah, yeah, they could have used any type of brain tissue you could choose. I mean, there's birds, bees, what, however they chose to use human tissue, and I don't think that's a coincidence. So, question of gene editing is merely a step down a pathway, right?
Yeah.
Are we headed towards Warhammer 40K or Star Trek?
Star Trek.
I can't let you up
40K
there, Charles. I don't think your camera's connected.
There's a
overlay.
lot of steps in between that. I mean,
Oh,
even
sure. We can
with
go through a Star Trek period before we get to 40K,
oh,
but it doesn't go the other way. Once 40K, you're kind of stuck there.
and you got to think. I mean, we can clone something now, but like Dolly the sheep, people keep bringing that up. How did they gestate Dolly the sheep, and in what medium did they gestate the clone at?
Ollie the sheep was cloned by utilizing an adult female sheep to carry the embryo to term. It was merely a cloned embryo implanted.
Okay.
I can go deeper down that hole if you'd like. The way they cloned that embryo is they took a full size adult stem cell from Dolly the sheep. They took
Yeah.
the genetic material from that and inserted it into an already fertilized ovum single cell.
Was it hers?
It was hers and cloned it. And part of the way we know it was hers is there is a component of the genetic material called telomeres. They're like a clock. Every so often, some telomeres are eroded off of the end of the gene, and this is what we refer to as cell aging. Now, it's not your aging, but is encountered in your aging. Cell aging is a natural thing, and you reproduce cells all the time, and you carry stem
Yeah.
cells in the body to do so. It's the breaking down of these telomeres eventually results in those stem cells failing to do what they're supposed to do in the long run, which results in aging, cancers, tumors, benign and malignant, all that stuff. When they cloned Dolly, the sheep that was born from that lived the same amount of time that the adult sheep lived
Yeah.
and basically died of old age.
So right now,
And was able to break.
we can't clone and hibernate a human body outside of the womb. So we are literally limited to currently cloning women just because of the process with the raw stem cell being reintroduced to the
Uh,
ovum of the woman.
Your stem cell carries either an X or an XY. So you can be cloned from your stem cells. They just have to find one.
Charles said he put something in the back, which I seen it. He said the Matrix.
Yeah. Give me a second and I'll go
The
take a
back
look
chat.
at
He
it.
said
I got
thank the Matrix.
I got
Thank the
to
Matrix.
arrange a ride for my daughter. I'll be right back.
All right.
See, I'm still curious of sitting here thinking about the process of an external womb. So you could actually not eliminate, but move aside the human process of the cloning.
Yeah, I think that may have been where where Charles was going up with the whole Matrix thing, because they have like pods in the Matrix. Well,
And that's
be
literally
in
the concept there, because
like the
that
pods.
those pods would be the correct housing, but then you need to lead into the nutritional aspect of the cloned fetus and the aspect of the, I guess, the goo that they were laying in.
Hey,
Um,
bro, I'm
the
going to
meat.
be clear here that I don't care how nutritious the fetuses are. I'm not going to eat them.
I'm not. I'm talking about growing them.
Well, couldn't you just pump the? Couldn't you, in theory, pump the vitamins like in a like some sort of a mixture or whatever? I don't know exactly
Um,
how. I don't. How does they naturally get their vitamins from the mother?
placenta.
Umbilical cord.
Yeah.
The umbilical cord. So, what does the food go into the baby through the umbilical
It's
cord?
part of the blood. It basically, all right. So the placenta is essentially like a lung, sort of. Only it's a blood to blood transfer, not an air to moisture transfer, right? So when the mother does all the things she does to maintain her body, all of the ingredients necessary to maintain or build a body is available in the bloodstream. The placenta doesn't share blood with the mother, but has really close proximity transfer, right? So
Yeah.
nutrients that the mother has is made available to the baby through the placenta, which is a really strange sort of temporary organ.
Yeah. So, but
Okay.
so couldn't they, in theory, simulate that in the
Yes.
pod? In
How?
Which
theory,
leads,
and
which
allow
leads to
that and put the nutrition through that organ.
absolutely.
In
Which leads
theory.
us to the next issue of the medium that you're gestating the clone in. Okay, you've got the pod housing. We know how to feed it. We know it needs a certain type of nutrients and whatever. But what medium are you going to grow it in?
Well,
You
how do you mean by medium?
like just we'll just keep it the Matrix, for example. In the pods, they had that pink gooey stuff that they were coming out of. That's the
Yeah.
medium I'm talking about. What and that protects the child inside the mother. That protects the child from a lot of sickness and all kinds of things. So, what would be a good external medium that you could actually raise the clone in the housing? I wonder.
Yeah, that would have to be something that they have to formulate in a laboratory. Not unless you could somehow simulate what is inside the like the
Tell you
mom.
what, I am
If you could
not
figure
digging that.
out if you could extract it and figure out how to do that, whatever it would be, whatever elements it would be, like to somehow artificially make something like that. Maybe then you could do that in theory.
I don't like any part of what I'm seeing here.
But I'm not saying I
Yes,
still would say that'd be immoral though.
I
You
don't
Right?
agree
know,
with any of this.
trying to grow babies and stuff would be immoral.
No, I don't agree with
Yeah.
any of this that you're showing us in the flesh. Um, you
It would be
you'd have to do
yeah. I
full
don't.
size chambers. You'd have to do something that it could grow to the last size you need it in from start to finish.
Hmm. I don't like none of that. Not
Yeah,
none
I
of
don't. I don't
that.
think
None
that
of
we
that.
should even be doing that. Like that's just. I think it's just immoral to even try to do any genetic modifying of humans.
the birth rate's down all around the world.
I think that's a byproduct of food.
But that's a byproduct of like just feminism, in my opinion. Is why the birth rate went down for one. Feminism's not the only reason, but I think it's one of the big reasons
I think
why the
there
birth
has to
rate
be
went
a,
down.
a more basic reason. I've thought of like, the birth rate dropping so ubiquitously across the globe the way it is. I kind of thought about that whole what do they call it? At cloud seeding, contrails,
Ball, barium, and aluminum.
well, I considered that trash as being responsible for a little while, but I could never make none of it be real, you know. But there is that fluoride stare.
I don't know. In your
Yeah.
mind, where would be the ends if we okay genetic manipulation for children for being born? Where in your mind would be an okay threshold to say stop? Change healing the child, changing the hair color, the eye color. Where would be a moral threshold for you?
I personally, I don't think we should do it at all.
Well,
I mean, not unless you could prove to me that you could do it side effect free and get rid of like ADHD, autism, bipolar, you know, those kind of defects. If you could prove to me you do it, you know, without causing any side effects, and also
Well,
you could.
there's your own caveat right there, dude. You're saying you have to have the results before you can perform the testing.
that,
That's what he's saying.
that's
You
the
have to
catch
guarantee
22.
me
Yeah,
there's going to be no negative side effects from doing this, but we can't know that until something has been done like this.
and that's the whole catch
Yeah,
20.
but if someone freely volunteers to test this, I'm okay. I would probably be okay with it as long as someone freely volunteers to test it. It was
You know
by
what?
no way uh how do you what's the word I'm looking for? Conversed or like no, I don't think
No,
converse is the right
what
word.
about as okay as you're growing up? Say you're 30 years old. What about genetic manipulation as an adult?
So largely that's relegated to things that are quality of life and palliative
Okay.
treatments, right? And we discussed the whole retrovirus injection thing earlier. It's very targeted, and whether or not the individual uh, genes in question can carry over from one family to another, from one ethnicity to another, or however you want to put that, is it might be of debatable use ultimately.
And also I think it should be used fairly if we're gonna use it. Don't discriminate based on someone's amount of money. Like if you're gonna use it.
Yeah, that's always going to be an aspect of life in this. I mean, that's the system we have set up. We're the only species on the planet that pay each other to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, let's take it as a given. Let's say that absolutely unlimited genetic research becomes available in Bali, right? We'll say Thailand. Thailand opens the floodgates. They're like, you know what? Screw y'all. We're going to make superhumans, and we're going to start with the Thai supremacy party, and they're going to start through genetic engineering and they do the thing. Now what? We've got the full, America does its espionage things. Poof, we have equivalent technology to them. Do we use it to improve our citizens' lives, or do we use it to win some imaginary war of the future?
I think we're a
Frank Castle.
long. I think we're a long way from there. First, you have to break down the genetic code itself and find out Okay, what causes a person to be
That's what I meant.
overweight?
I said,
What
let's jump
causes a
to
person?
the end.
Huh?
That's what I meant when I said let's jump to the end. Let's assume that genetic testing throws the doors wide open and we have the end product,
Okay.
the super soldier based off of an 18-year-old Thai kid named Gualong, right? Be a damn near perfect specimen to start with. So America gets a hold of all of this. Does it use it to compete on a battlefield of the future that may or may not ever take place, or is it going to use it to improve its quality of life for its citizens?
Yes.
I would say
Both.
use it to improve the quality of life for its citizens. And I would
Why?
say again, not to discriminate for like money or anything like that, like even skin color and things like that. I wouldn't say discriminate against no one for any of that stuff, because discriminating people against people for that stuff is not right, in my opinion.
I would say absolutely both. Because you guys got to remember one fact. Not you guys, but people in general have to remember one fact. Most technology comes from the private sector, whether it be government or military or combination of both, before we ever see it. So if this super soldier serum ever becomes a possibility, it'll be running in a government program 10 years before we even hear about it.
50. There's absolutely just all right. Let's take aircraft technology. There is no all right. We fielded the F-15 as the future supremacy fighter, right? We then fielded what was it, the F-22 to compete against the F-15. Now we fielded the F-35 to field against our own two second best aircraft. There is no aircraft in the world that can compete with our 30-year-old technology. And yet we're still advancing the technology. Sir, if I had a super soldier in my pocket, I'd get 15 and still not tell you.
See what I'm saying? Like it's always going to be both, and you're always going to be second when it comes to any advancement, not only in technology, but life itself. Military and government's going to have it long before it hits the civilian sector.
Hello, Caldy. I see you over there in Sasquatch's chat. Feel free to come up and everything if you want to.
Let's take it cyberpunk. So we all of that happens really quick for whatever reason. 10 years from now, we look up and the full gene editing software is available. You, in your recently rejuvenated 25-year-old body, can literally take a woman off the street, walk into a place, and go, I want to make a baby. And y'all put your fingers in the doodaddy. They take some blood. It gives you a whole list of combinations of possible babies that you two might make, allowing you to scroll through and pick the one that you would like to produce. And wimbo, bammo, flammo, poof, y'all got a baby. No genetic problems, none of that. Is the world better? Does it improve anything?
Again, it comes down to is it open source for everybody or is it pay to play?
We're going to say that we are the only way this would be possible is if we discovered some way of traveling faster than light and suddenly had a couple of planets to go fill up, right? Right? That would make it financially viable to just keep a population reproducing at the highest possible rate while offloading all of the necessary genetic material to the other planets. Genetic material, I said it.
But let
Hey,
me interrupt you real quick, real fast though. I wanted to shout out to King Blackout here. Thank you for the donation of $45, King Blackout. Thank you.
much love,
So I wanted
brother.
to shout King Blackout out. Um,
Absolutely.
but
Hello,
yeah,
Don.
now you can continue.
It's nice to see you. That's Ernie Hatmaker. That's one of my favoriteest people on earth.
Have a safe drive, Caldy.
I'm cool, Caldy. I'm chilling like a villain. I lost my voice for a solid week a couple of weeks ago, and you can still kind of hear it. My voice has gone almost like just a little bit deeper than it usually is, and I've completely lost my high register.
Cipher Advoxo? I don't know. I'm going to murder that if I try it again. Look at the
Oh,
comments that he just put up. These CRISPR things, he says they're doing it in their garage with these CRISPRs. Like, what are they doing? As a grown adult, you go out to your garage, you have a CRISPR in your hand. What can you do with it? Can you change your own genetic makeup? And in what way?
um, I, I don't like where this conversation goes, brother. Like, I don't think garage biological engineering should be a thing.
Well, even if you're in a lab, you have this
I've
CRISPR.
seen,
In
dude,
what
I had
way
a
can you
buddy
change
of mine. Listen, I had a buddy of mine who was a chemist, and his garage was a lab, right? So I get it. It's just like, oh my lord, why? Dude? Have you met your neighbors? Can you imagine if one of those guys had a CRISPR machine and was trying to make a genetically modified sunflower?
Well, could you imagine anybody trying to genetically modify a human? So,
Sure.
it?
and even sunflowers. I mean, even if you want to go down to sunflowers, I don't know. I don't want to genetically modify anything really. I don't think we do anything right when we genetically modify stuff, except for maybe making. I mean, even that has side effects, making like dogs and stuff the way they are today because we genetically modified them. But the thing is, it
That
still has
was through
side
selective
effects.
breeding, and that is a
Uh,
powerful, powerful genetic tool. But
Do
I don't
with
think
plants
it
and
breaks the
animals.
covenant with God when it comes down to it.
No, Cosmic Fox made a comment there. When you're using a CRISPR, it's the goo the fetus is in that you're. But that was the end of the conversation before. We figured out it all the way down with the cloning process. But what makeup is the goo? That's what ended it before. That's what we don't
Well,
know.
I mean, it would have to be amnion. It would be the same thing that women have. So it would have to be, right? That's what
Well,
we're designed to grow in. That's the way that
I'm
should work, right?
I'm not a geneticist, but I would think in today's age we could mimic that fluid, right? Maybe.
I think that might be Mother Nature's kitchen, baby. I don't think we're going to get too far down that road, man. I just like Matrix type pods.
Yeah, those type pods. We already know how the feeding system works for a fetus. Yeah, it's one thing just to say, would it be morally right? And another thing to say, well, are we even at that aspect yet?
To determine whether or not we could rather than determining whether or not we should. That is the issue here. You stand on the shoulders of giants reaching for the stars. You've done none of the work to get to this point. You're just going to somebody's database and copy and pasting your way all the way through a college dissertation, and it's for all the chips, it's for all the cookies. If you screw it up, you might end the world.
And you're right. That's a good way to say it because if it goes off the rails, it could actually reverse on us, and genetics could take some evil turn, mutation or something. Who knows?
yeah, it could take a very evil turn. And I still think about the side effects and also the moral aspect of it. Is it really moral?
Um,
Ooh.
we've kind of been largely bypassing the morality question because the determination of whether or not there is a specific, hardline scientific reason for it not to be done. And largely, we come to side effects, we come to unintended consequences, and we come to the genetic bottleneck of the human species in the future due to a limited number of genes being carried further into our future. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think we have enough to prevent like wholesale gene editing, but as far as like palliative care, that regenerative care, that type of stuff, I mean, that's going to be done. You can't stop that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah. What link there, Charles? What link are you referring to?
The ectopod life, I'm sure. That's what I brought up. That's what we were looking at, the little video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I had the link to that video.
It's backstage. I brought it up. You let me play it for a few minutes. We talked about it. Showed the little baby pods.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. I didn't realize Charles put that backstage.
Yeah, I went and checked out to see what it was, and I paused it. I did like paused images, so if there was anything copyrighted in it, it shouldn't have an effect.
Okay, I'll send it to Mel there on Discord.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for letting me join in on the conversation, and everyone out there in
Right.
chat. Hope you all have a good night.
Yes, sir. Don't let the man get you
All right,
down.
you as well. Yes, sir. Thank you for popping up, sir, and joining the conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
He's generally a good sport.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Amniotic fluid is basically baby urine. By the time the baby's born, it is.
But yeah, I got it sent over there to Mel on Discord about that. Hello, are you crazy? Hello, how are you today, sir?
So,
If you
bud.
want to, are you crazy? You can come up here and give your opinions on the topic today. Should we legalize human gene editing? So if you want to pop up here and give your opinions on that, or give your opinions through the chat, whichever way you want to do that, sir. Feel free. But yeah, I just get stuck on like I said, the moral thing and the whole side effects thing. That's where I usually get stuck at with the whole
He
idea
hasn't
of
even come back in here. Yeah.
should we? All right. Are you crazy? All right. I don't know if you know it, but you wouldn't mute it there, Sasquatch.
Yeah, no, I was talking to my wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the voice in the background.
Yeah. We've got a puppy and he is not very conducive to streaming time.
Yeah, well it seems like animals don't get it when you're streaming. They don't care when they'll
Well, I'm
bother
sitting
you.
alone in a room talking to myself. I'm sure he thinks I'm nuts.
Or yeah, you look like you're talking to yourself to him, yeah. From his perspective, yep. It's all about that perspective.
It is kind of.
See, I'm not just. Oh, excuse me. It's just not urine. Urine goes through the urine. Excuse me, umbilical cord to the blinder of the pregnant person.
Bladder.
Huh? Oh, bladder.
Bla-
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Bladder of the pregnant person. The I don't. I really don't know how to say that one. The whatever that e word is. How you say that e word?
Equilibrium of the
Equilibrium of
amniotic
the
fluid. Amniotic.
avionic fluid is mostly maintained over the course of the pregnancy. Hmm. Yeah, which they could probably figure out how to simulate if they knew what they were doing technically, and they run enough tests. They could probably figure out how to simulate it. Misspelled Ubonic. Um, oh, yes, he misspelled that. Um, I don't know what. I'm not sure what that means. Anson knows. Um,
Let's see. There it
yeah,
is.
maybe we could do that. Gary Baxter.
Yeah, Gary
Maybe,
Baxter.
yeah, maybe we could do that, but I don't know. I still question some things. What are the side effects? Uh, I really get stuck on side effects because oh
Yeah, that's because you tend to think of it as drugs of some sort, like a treatment or something like that. And what largely we're talking about is designer children, I think.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Designer
I was
children. You I think you're thinking of it in the sense of it being like a medicine, like a pill or something that you can take to alleviate or whatever, right? But it's not. It's not. Some gene editing can be treatments like that, but I think what we're actually discussing largely is the concept of designer children.
yeah, that might be what I'm thinking of, but wouldn't you still get side effects though, even from doing that though? Oh, you
Yeah,
muted.
I'm
Oh, there
not
you go.
debating whether or not about the side effects. What I'm saying is if there's enough money behind it, if there's enough effort and enough human desire behind it, side effects be damned. You just have some three-eyed folks walking around while we figure out how to Uber meet. Let's say Lou gets it, she'll take one of my designer children. She's gonna be a little hairy, don't sweat it.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the side effects. Maybe it's because I've seen how bad humans mess things up. Because I've seen all the side effects that come with taking experimental drugs that people don't know about and what they do and stuff. Even things that aren't technically experimental, because they done passed all the testing at this point. But because I think even things like what they gave to me was still kind of experimental at the time when even though it was like it was prescribed by a doctor, but the thing was, I think they were still not understanding fully what was going on because there's no way they could have known because they were still messing with it was still early, we're messing with things for like ADHD and stuff or medicine back then. At least some of that medicine I think they were giving me for
Right?
it because I was taking like a non-stimulant back then. It was some like blue. The first one that I had was like a blue white pill. Then the other one that they put me on was like a white yellow looking pill. And there were a lot of bad side effects
Oh,
from taking both. And medicine in general seems to have bad side effects. It's manipulated by man. I like natural medicine.
wow. Do you have a redirect list? Cool.
Oh,
Uh,
you're trying to redirect everybody.
yeah, you'd have to add me.
Yeah, I'd have to add you, yeah, because I have it blocked.
Don't worry
Let me
about it.
see.
I dropped the link over there to it. If they want to come over, they will.
Let me see if I can.
You're on a tablet. I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I could probably still yet fix it. Uh, There's a way I could. I'm kind of curious of how I would do that anyways. 'Cause My tablet.
It's one of the advanced features, and you can set it to let anybody redirect, which will permit raids.
Under
Or
permission or no? Oh, mine should just be on YouTube itself.
oh yeah, otherwise, I can send you out a Christmas change. Chuck chases the facts. NPC the game. Out of those, honestly, the Chuck chases the facts might be the more interesting topics there, because NPC the game is it's. I don't know. I ain't got nothing against him. He's cool. What about TOS?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to figure it out for the tablet how that works to allow people to have set up on.
I believe you have me fucked up. You're imagining shit, Cosmic Fox. Maybe you shouldn't drink so much.
Yeah, he might drink a lot. I don't know. Y'all can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure I was because it ain't picking up that it ain't registering that I'm talking. That's odd. But yeah, I don't know. I get stuck on that whole idea of the side effects and morality. I don't know why I keep getting stuck on that. Because the idea of genetical testing. Anyone else got any inputs on genetical testing that's joined, and whether or not we should legalize it? And if not, then why? And if so, then why?
Hey, Swiss Miss, welcome in.
And if anyone wants to join the panel, the link is pinned up at the top. I don't know if I can get back on my computer now.
Everybody take care of your mama. You only get one. I don't know what to tell you, man. I've just about talked the subject out as far as it can go. I mean, once you end up in Warhammer 40K or Cyberpunk universe, you've gone far enough.
Yeah, I may just have to wind up just changing the subject. I have I have another subject that I could change it over to. We could try. Let's see. What was the? Let me see if I can pull it back up. Because when I took the poll, I put multiple subjects on the poll. The next one up would be does being higher educated make you a better human being? So anyone got an opinion on that? Is being higher educated make you a better human being?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
If anything, it sharpens the competitive edge, because if you're going to do academics in general, um, you're going to end up competing against people that are in exactly your specialization.
Yeah.
And not exactly in an open market of ideas either. It's more along the lines of competing for funding, right?
Yeah, and yeah, it doesn't seem like it would improve. It would improve your like your who you are, because who you are is already determined. You know, whether or not you're a good person or not, that's really already determined before you get to the higher education. Higher education will just add on to whichever one it is, whether you're good
That's
or
if it
bad.
does.
Well, I mean, it would though, wouldn't it? I mean, because you could use whatever you learn for whichever way you are, whether or not you're good or you're bad.
But I mean, what does understanding biochemistry make a damn about, closing the deal on a new car? I mean, or choosing a lifelong mate or significant other, or
Well,
I'm just saying, what real life effects does it have that's not directly attached to either production of further words on the subject, or uh, possibly financially if you're in that field? Most people who go to higher education don't even work in the field that they took their uh, bachelor's in, or whatever, associates and stuff. They'll go to college, do the thing long enough to realize they don't want to do that, and end up opening a coffee shop, or you know what I'm saying? They get married and have a rich wife or whatever. I don't think academics is the gold standard it used to be.
I mean, it's not for everyone. Academics was never meant to be for everyone. That's where people get academics all confused. They think it's for everyone, but it's not. You need people that aren't necessarily academic.
In my experience, the people who pound on their degrees are the ones who use it as largely either their only form of validation or one of their steps of validation to proving themselves. It's something like a trophy that they hold up to in some cases, to prove to their father or their grandfather or their mom or their fourth grade teacher or whatever. I did become something.
Or just anybody, yeah. They just
Meanwhile, I hold up being independently wealthy and shrug at everybody because fuck all of you equally. So, I don't care.
which I mean, people do that with a lot of other things too. They
Sure.
use to validate themselves and show people that I'm better than what you ever thought I could be. And
What's
but
up,
yeah, they do it a
Skelly?
lot more with education though, and
Hi, Steve. Good to see you. Welcome in.
for sure. But hello everyone that is joining in, and everything here from Sasquatch's side or even my side. Uh, I don't think I don't think no one else has joined in quite. Has not joined in.
Well, I
Too
mean,
far on my side, but 'cause
panel links are an interesting thing. Some people are afraid of them.
but yeah, if
Some
anyone wants
people,
to top up and just chit chat and give your opinions on either two of the subjects that's been mentioned today, in my opinion, I don't think higher education. Well, I should say if you want to jump up and give your opinion on it, anything that's mentioned today, feel free to hit the link. But in my opinion, though, far as the higher education though topic though, I don't think it does make you a better person necessarily. Either. I think what it could add on to what, like I've said already, whether or not you're a good person or not, it could add on to that and possibly um, lead to something good out of that. Because if you're a good person, let's just go to the example you just gave. It was chemistry. It was a chemistry example, if I remember right. Right? It was like why Sasquatch?
mm,
It was a person that
empiricism
learned
has its
chemistry.
place. But the School of Hard Knocks is really one of the best educators out of history. I mean, quite frankly, if you hit the ground with your pity pats running and you've got to make something happen, you are much more motivated to do so than you are. Uh, I mean, do something. You know what I mean? Go out there and do something. Everybody who's sitting around wondering what they're supposed to be doing, the only problem is they're not doing anything. You know, you've got a
Yeah.
degree, use it. If you've got years of experience designing buildings use it. If whatever it is, it's if you don't use it, it'll turn to pot.
Yeah, you'll lose it. Yeah, don't use it, you'll lose it. But yeah, I think you could add on though to whether or not to a person if they're good, the biochemistry or whatever. It could add on to the fact that they could do more good as far as in that area, or if they're bad, it could add on to that too. But it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be bad. But yeah, welcome to the stage. Are you crazy?
Hey James, thank you. How you doing?
Hey
Yes, sir. We
James,
can hear you. Yes, sir.
you remember that conversation we had about overlays?
Well, yeah, but I know who Are You Crazy is, though.
What you
Okay.
doing, Sasquatch?
I'm chilling.
I can
You know
tell.
how it'd be. Chilling like a villain, cheating, robbing, killing, you know.
I hear you. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I forgot the camera thing.
But yeah, you
You
have
hear me okay,
any?
James?
Oh yeah, I'm okay. You, sir?
Yeah, I'm here, boy. No banana suit.
No banana
I,
suit.
I
Okay.
prefer the Minion outfit, bro. That shit was classic. I loved it. I loved it, man. It was great.
I had to
And the
watch
fact
that.
that it was unintentional was even better.
It was completely unintentional. I have to watch that thing, man. It got dirty. It was not intentional. All right, sorry to interrupt, James.
Yeah. No problem. So do you have any opinions on today's subjects, like the genetical testing? I mean editing, not testing, editing.
Y-
Um, First off, I guess would be the first one to ask.
Yeah, I actually seen of course, the title there.
Yeah.
I think that's we're headed that way. What it's going to do to mankind or humans, I don't know. I think it will
I see Warhammer
create
40K.
some crazy things, huh? Sorry.
I see it's going to go Warhammer 40K. I think we're going to get there quicker than anything else.
Yeah. And then you put in, of course, everybody's talking about it, and they should be the AI. Man, we're trying to recreate humans, trying to play like we have the. We're trying to play like we're God, and that
Yeah.
can't be. It cannot be. It cannot happen, in my opinion. Nature has built-in codes from God that won't allow that. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I'm always talking about nature, whatever. If it ain't nature or natural, it ain't normal.
Nope.
What do you think, Squatch? Sasquatch?
I'll be honest with you, man.
I'm too lazy to do 2 syllables.
That past 10 or 15 years, I have learned not to think too much about things. Because if you do, you just get mad because of everything that's going on that just makes no sense. We just lost James. What's up, bud? Good.
He about
I went back to my computer.
Good job.
I can hear you crystal clear now, James.
Yeah, I went back to my computer. So yeah,
Yeah, man. Perfect.
because I think that storming is over, so I'm good to use my computer. Oh me.
Oh, get Furby up here. Oh, Lord have mercy. She's already DNA changed and ain't even done it yet.
Oh, hey, if he wants to come up here, he can come up here.
The only one that's I've ever seen that accuses me of some kind of phobia without anything actually being said. Just
Yeah. Well, you got a
you
beard, you
said
know.
stuff.
Your name is
Yeah.
Sasquatch, so there you go.
I'm
You're predetermined.
so absolutely uninterested.
Predetermined. I don't believe in predeterminism, sir.
I don't either. I'm just saying he is predetermined to be a. I don't know what
I
you would call
I
that.
am
Redneck.
I am a mythical being, sir. I have
Yep.
a limited amount of time in the day to creep on people.
Yeah. Takes a
'Cause
lot of time to do that shit.
Yeah, I don't understand the idea of predeterminism. I can't wrap my head around that someone already knows and has a plan that they're literally going to make me execute outside of any sort of choice.
I would say that my opinion on that is, if we're talking about God, he already knows. He knows what you're going to do. He knows what I'm going to do. He knows what everybody's going to do. He's just not going to stop you from doing it. You got a choice
I
to
don't.
make it, live with it.
Yeah, but I don't. I just don't think God is gonna force us to do something. That's my
No.
thing. I like free will. The idea that God's gonna give us a choice, because that makes more sense to God's nature, Him allowing us to have a choice instead of predetermining things.
Was that not the whole point? Free will. I mean, that was the point, wasn't it? Or one of
Yeah.
the big ones. He gave us free will. I think you know the Bible, James, more than I will ever dream of it. But did the fallen angel, not somehow get free will? Angels don't have free will.
Well, I think angels